Okay, so let's try this way. I don't know if I've got any audio or not. Everything says that we have audio, but you are going to have to tell me over in the comments. Sorry about this. Looks like we've had some issues here this morning getting things going. Let's try this again. Third time's a charm, isn't that what they say? So let me know in the comments if you can hear me. Looks like we've got one viewer. All right, we have sound. Perfect. I had to switch to OBS Studio instead of doing it right in the the browser. All right, perfect. Everybody's piling in. Good morning, Brian, JH, Barry, Michael, Ryan, Dave, Cody, Justin, David. All right, everybody's piling in. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. Let YouTube algorithm know that you are interested. So I've got a bunch of email now saying, live on your channel, live on your channel. Just kidding. Live on your channel, live on your channel. Let's see here. All right. Zach, Mark. All right, everybody piling in this morning. We had it was a rough takeoff there. So I don't know how many of you have messed with Zero Tier. Morning, Harry. Dave Robertson, Tony. All right. Doesn't look like. Morning, Gibby. Morning, Steve. Okay. Good morning, everyone. I hope you're having a fantastic day. June 26, 2021. I was saying on the other stream, can you believe that it is June 26th, that we are so close to July? And if you are like me, like, geez Louise, where's this year going? The days are just falling off the calendar. Okay. So I'm going to flip over to the Edge Router. Now you probably can't see that. I don't know if I can zoom this in. Let's see. If somebody knows how to zoom this screen in, let me know. But I have been playing with Zero Tier. All right, Jack. Absolutely. So we'll talk about that in just a minute. The Grandstream Professional training. We'll talk about that here shortly. But what I wanted to look at here is I've been playing with Zero Tier. And Zero Tier is a very interesting piece of software. You can do VPNs, and it allows us to get around carrier grade NAT, double NAT issues, and things like that. However, on the firmware 2.0.9 of the Edge router, it does not work properly. So what I mean by that is it does not create the interfaces. Even if you use all of the scripts that are out there, and this is my Edge router, the live one that this stream is going through right now. If you follow all the scripts, you follow all the things, the interface does not show up on 2.0.9 hotfix 1 or hotfix 2. So I'm trying to troubleshoot what is going on with that. Good morning, Terry. I don't know if there's anything in here that's going to give us, I don't know where the Jeremy's out there. Jeremy, any idea where the log files would be that might tell us why we're having a problem seeing that interface, so we can troubleshoot this a little bit more? Maybe it's actually in the Zero Tier logs in the Zero Tier folder. So Anyway, that's what I've been working on since like a little after 6 this morning, trying to get Zero Tier to work properly with the 2.0.9 Edge OS. Works on 2.0.8 and previous. Well, Brian, we're not going to concentrate on that. Otherwise, I would. By the way, I want to thank you all for being here. I do appreciate each and every one of you. Let's see. So that's an interesting question. Mark says, the guy I'm taking over for uses PuTTY to get into the UniFi USG. What do you use to access the router? So we use PuTTY. Windows has SSH built into it now. But as far as the USG goes, I had several clients, several people tell me, I need to get into the USG. And I said, why do you need to get into the USG? And I was like, you can't make any changes in a USG or a UDM that are going to, at least I'm not going to help. So on the UDM Pro, there is no JSON file. Thank God they got rid of that. And then if you are using a JSON file, and I've had people get very upset with me because for some reason they feel that because I'm behind this camera and I'm on YouTube that I have to do work for them. And when I tell them that I don't support JSON files, I won't support JSON files. I won't create JSON files. I won't even look at your JSON file if you have one. They get super pissed. And it's just what it is. I don't know any consultant that supports the JSON file. It's like walking through a minefield. JH says, as much as I love my Edge router, I had to switch to OpenSense because the Edge line seems to be forgotten. I would say keep your eyes out for that. And JH says, yeah, like I've said before, I wish someone would buy that line from UI and start updating it. Like Viata could buy it. Let's see. Yeah, Brian, though, but a very, 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 very small percentage of people would actually need to do that. Morning, Ferris. Ryan says, I don't really SSH with my computer anymore. There's an app on my iPad called Terminus, and it's the greatest thing in the world. It has folders. So, Ryan, you're an iOS guy, huh? That's interesting. Okay, so the other thing is, let's see. Good morning, Prentice. Happy Saturday. And Terry Johnson says he thinks that somebody supports JSON. Well, that's unfortunate for them. I'll send all the JSON people over to him. Morning, Kyle. Good morning, Rich. So, we were talking about server racks and server rooms, and Bighorn is not going to be able to make, I think it was TN Bighorn, is not going to be able to make the live stream today, but did tell me and sent me an email that had pictures of this golf simulator that he was working on. So let me see. Now, you need to know that this is a work in progress. And so they are working through the logistics, trying to figure this all out. So let's take a look at the golf simulator, if I can figure out where my thingamajigger is here this morning. There it is. So this is the golf simulator that they're working on. And it's a very interesting project. These large-scale things like this, like driving simulators, flight simulators, golf simulators, I've always had an interest in them just because, people create such awesome things. And so he said I could share this. Just remember that it is a work in progress. Let's see. Here's one more picture. So I think it's pretty cool. I think it's absolutely pretty cool. So you can tell, look at all the golf balls laying around here. Uh, they they've been hitting a few golf balls at it. So and that mat's got to be pretty tough to take ball after ball after ball. So um, let's see. Oh, Terry says that it was a joke. The vendor who supports the JSON file, that was a joke. Okay, it's been a week. I hope everybody's doing well. And Gibby says, I can't remember off the top of my head. Does the GWF 7000 support SSH? Yes, but it's very, very limited. You don't get access to the command prompt like you do with an edge router. Keith says, do you know if the UDM Pro works well with the new Network Video Recorder Pro? The UDM Pro can't. Yeah, so you can have those in the same network. They're going to work fine together. Morning, Blaine. JH says, I use Terminus on my cheap Chromebooks when I know that the laptop will end up being destroyed. I'm going to have to check out this Terminus. Wasn't there something in The Walking Dead called Terminus? Wasn't that like the place where they all like got to, and then they found out that like they were like eating people? Is that a thing, or did I imagine that? Kyle. So JSON is used in all kinds of things. However, we don't support it on edge routers because you can make, or not edge routers, USGs. You can make USGs do things that you can't do in the UI, which is a huge problem. So Gibby says, I'm going to helping on this once a week. You can do golf. Well, that's pretty cool. Oh, Dunham Sports has one of those. Okay, that's pretty cool. Let's see if we've got any other viewer. I did get a few pictures, a few network rack pictures. So keep sending in those network racks that you want to share. And once we get a couple dozen submissions, then I'll put together a little slideshow and we'll talk about network racks. All right. I thought Terminus was the name, of the place, right? Wasn't Terminus an actual name of a place in The Walking Dead? It was like the building, yeah. The Walking Dead. All right, so it has been raining a lot and storming a lot, so I haven't had a chance to get this mounted outside yet. So that's coming. Know that that's coming. I do have the Wi-Fi 6 AP on the way from Grandstream, so I'm very excited about that. Ubiquity videos, all kinds of videos on tap. Just have to have time to get to them, Let's see. Ryan, you might want to email those to me. Jack says, just got accepted into the AWS Certified Solutions Architect Scholarship. That's fantastic. Congratulations. Bob Carpenter to the rescue. He says, the Walking Dead wiki says, Terminus is a location in Season 4 and Season 5, and its inhabitants led by Gareth. Yes, that's what I thought. Okay, so we had our Grandstream Certified Trainer meeting this week, and what they wanted to know was basically, where's everybody at? Because we're coming out of this pandemic, so they want to know, like, where's everybody at with training? What are your plans? They've made some updates to the software, to the LMS. So we still cannot do professional or expert level training remotely and give you the exam remotely. They are, however, changing. They took a lot of feedback for the kind of the associate level or the specialist level, as they call it, where it used to be more salesy. There is some of that sales stuff in there, but there's a lot more technical stuff. So I'm really excited about that. And that's one certification that we can actually do remotely. So then when you come on site, you've already got that specialist certification out of the way, and we can concentrate on professional, and if you so Wish the expert, but the expert level is a lot of troubleshooting and a lot of advanced stuff. Unky Joe is in the house. Good morning, Unky Joe. Good morning, Joe with Cajoling Text. They showed up at the same time. What do you think about that, Tony? Let's see. Yes, good morning, everyone. So I think we're getting ready to put a tech quartet together, a Nat Pack at some point here this year. So that's going to be exciting. Christopher says, any plans on doing a Protect video using Homebridge? So I'm not going to do a Homebridge. So we are not an Apple household, although I do have the Mac and I've been thinking about. So here's my conundrum. You vote for me. Actually, can I do a poll? I'm trying to remember. Can I do a poll? I cannot. Maybe I can, but I can't figure it out at the moment. So, oops. So right now I got a Pixel 4, Pixel 3. I don't know. It's a Pixel. And Pixel 6 is getting ready to come out. So the question is, do I go back to Apple with my phone or do I get a Pixel 6? Let me know what you think over in the comments. Yeah, Joe and Unky Joe went for a swim together this morning is what it sounds like. Good morning, TVJ. Good morning, Richard. None of us have been in the room together yet, but we are planning that. And everybody right now should give Joe Trelli a round of applause because he has kicked my butt in the weight loss challenge, and so it looks like I'll be flying to Connecticut to buy a steak dinner at some point. So. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. People are starting. I see 2 votes for the Pixel 6. I don't see any votes for Apple. There's another. Okay, so there's one iPhone. That's hilarious. Alonzo, I don't have your budget, brother. He says Pixel 6 and iPhone is the backup. That's hilarious. There's another iPhone. JH says switching to Apple. iPhone. iPhone. So I also, before the pandemic hit, I had I've got a customer out around the Martha's Vineyard area, and was supposed to fly out there on a weekend and do some work. There's some pretty notable names that live out in this area that this client services, so it was supposed to go out there. And we'll see if that picks back up. These weekend trips, I think, are going to be pretty nice. Start traveling, leave Friday night, come home Sunday afternoon. Dave says, I left Android last year for Apple, and I regret it. I will be moving back. Just so much more I can do with an Android. Yeah, the thing is, though, the way that Apple controls that ecosystem, you have much less junk apps out there. And yeah, so my MacBook is the M1. I've got to do the latest update that fixes the SSD problem that they've got, so I got to do that. Hey, Ryan, you can just send it to willie@howx5.com. That'll get you there. So it looks like the crowd is split. It looks like it's neck and neck for Martha's Vineyard. Martha's Vineyard. Is that how you say it, Brian? So it looks like we're kind of split in the comments. Well, so Unky Joe, of course, Unky Joe is the outlier that says he's got a Moto G Power. I'm surprised you don't have a Jitterbug. And I keep telling Flying Voice that I need the big button VoIP phones because you're going to be the #1 integrator. I'm just kidding. You know I love you. Eric says you can't use Wi-Fi analyzer apps on iPhone. Oh, I forgot about that. They moved some of that stuff. Martha's Vineyard. I don't have a very good Eastern accent there. Eastern United States. Jack says Xiaomi makes the best phones on the market for less than half the price. Yes. However, I've looked at those phones. I'm not saying I would love to buy some of those phones, but my carrier, I can't activate the phones on my carrier. Unky Joe will also be doing his live stream today. He's adjusting the time. That would be 12 p.m. Central, not 1 p.m. Jeremy says, I'm a Pixel guy. Oh, man, so there's a lot of Moto G users out there. So, Unky Joe, give me your 2-sentence elevator pitch on why I should move to a Moto G. Let's see. Unky Joe buttering people up in the comments. And yes, I am a Midwesterner, Justin. Do I have an accent to those of you that don't live? I've always wondered that. You know, like Joe Trelli and Tony from Quick Tech tell me that I have an accent, but I can't hear their accent. It's weird. It's very weird. But they tell me that I have an accent, and they can tell that I'm from the Midwest. But I can't tell if they have an accent or not. It's very strange. Anyway, I'm glad you're all here this morning. I'm glad everybody's doing well. I got my car back. I got my car back from the dealer, and they tried to address a drain in the moonroof, and I don't know what they did, but my dash was pouring out water yesterday, so now I get to deal with that, and I don't know. They never called me back yesterday, so I don't know if they're going to try to take care of it or what. So I got to deal with that, so we'll see what happens with that. Let's see. Interesting. Kyle says that he's from Alabama and that I do have an accent. Interesting. What does Midwest sound like? That's what I don't know. Y'all are killing me. Oh, I see that right there. Say the following words: water, roof, creek. Yeah, and so, James doesn't hear it either. James is he's south of me about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. He doesn't hear it. Water, roof, creek. Yes, Ryan, it was that dealer who's been sold, by the way. All right, Jeremy says, wanting to set up a site-to-site VPN from UDM to UDM Pro. Any trick to getting name resolution between the sites to work correctly? Well, unless you're doing Open VPN, you can't use... Oh, wait a minute. Haha, I thought you meant for the actual VPN connection, but I think you mean internally, right? So your DNS server is going to have... you're going to have a DNS server that has all of your names set up in it, and you're going to have to point your clients to those DNS servers. See, Dave Robertson says, Willie, I am from Alabama, and I do not detect an accent from you. Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to come to a Gator Fry. That'd be fantastic. I have a twang. Maybe I should start a band. What could we call it? Willie and the Packets? So, all right, y'all. If you've got any questions, go ahead and post them. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap it up. Got a lot of stuff to do today. We got to go see Grandma. All that good stuff. Grandma's still in rehab from that accident. And next week, I will share the photos of her car next week if you want to see what it looks like when somebody gets rear-ended at 70 miles an hour. But up here in Peoria, we have gator strips. So, Ryan, if you want to know what gator tastes like, you can go to the Fish House, and you can order the gator strips, and they are pretty tasty. So, all right, everybody, I want to thank you for being here this morning. If you need IT consulting, make sure you go to williehowe.com, fill out that contact form, and someone will be in touch with you as soon as possible. If you'd like to use all of our affiliate links, they are down below. We've got a Patreon link down below. I want to thank you all. Joe, it's Packets, not Packers, Packets. And so if you need any IT consulting, you want to reach out, just say hi. You can fill out that contact form. I do personally reply to every contact form request that comes through. So I want to thank you all for being here. And as always, I'll see you